I'm meteorologist Monica Woods, and we're still tracking a very persistent weather pattern. It's just in the short-term forecast. We're now starting to finally see some changes in our fogginess. Our regional headlines include patchy fog for the coast, gray skies, and cool for the valley. Foothills mostly sunny, and then for the Sierra near record highs. That will be the case at least for the next couple of days. We've got some drone footage that we shot yesterday showing how gray the skies are over the valley, whereas in the upper elevations just above that fog line, about 1,000 to 1,500 feet, skies really clear out. It is absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately, again, near record highs for the Sierra, and that's kept conditions very mothy, as you will, with lots of rocks kind of showing through some of the sparse snow cover that they've had. Now, in terms of our satellite image, you can still see that blanket of fog straight up and down the valley here over towards the coast. That clears pretty quickly, but that erosion of the fog throughout the valley has been very much struggling over almost 16 days, 17 days and counting. Statewide precipitation, we're still looking pretty good here in terms of sheer numbers. I know it's been very dry. We're dry in the Sierra and through extreme northern California, but south of that line, it's still on the wet side. That set the stage, though, for those soggy conditions in November to give us the low-lying moisture. So once that high-pressure ridge built in, we had a lot of stable air and the fog pretty much stuck in the valley. And so we'll see that through our Friday, Saturday, Sunday forecast. But by the time we get to Monday, we start to see some slight changes as our storm track starts to sink its way southward. That's going to disrupt this very stable environment and start to shift things. In fact, so much so, we're already starting to see the chance of showers coming in by next Wednesday. So that's really the change that we need. One little caveat that I do want to point out, as you can see, this is a warmer storm because there's a lot of rain in the Sierra, not so much in the way of snow. There's a potential for some colder air working in by the time we get to next Thursday. That would help to boost the Sierra snowpack. And it looks like this is going to be a long scale change that we look at all the way deeper into our 10-day forecast. All right, well, it's the end of this work week, so let's take a look at our Friday numbers. Highs in the 50s for the Sierra, 60s and low 70s still throughout much of the higher foothills. Lower foothills, we're going to be in the 40s and 50s, so still a pretty cool day, although we're starting to see the low cloudiness erode a little bit for parts of the lower foothills. We're in the 40s up and down the Central Valley. As we head into the higher elevations, we're still looking at 60s and 70s, 72 for Oakhurst for our Friday forecast. And the Central Coast, highs are going to be in the 60s and lower 70s. A little bit inland, though. Soledad up to 75 degrees. Salinas 74. San Lucas 76. Inland areas, once we get into the valley, right back into the 40s once again. Bakersfield starting to see a little bit better clearing, though, for our Friday. Along the Bay Area coastline, highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s, 40s for the Delta and much of the coastal valley communities. Northwest coast, we're in the 50s and 60s. We're in the 40s to right around 50 for the north end of the valley, and we'll see that play out as well throughout much of the capital region. So not much change here in our short-term forecast. Again, we're going to keep it dry right through the weekend outlook, but then you start to see on the tail end of that 5-day forecast some showers popping up, and we'll see that as well into our long-range forecast. Again, a deep line of precipitation through there.